So in the last class, we have seen the introduction to OOPS. Again, we will do that.
Nina class ainda? I was told there was no class yesterday.
I mean, day before yesterday. Tomorrow, I mean, yesterday class is not there. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So just to recollect this for 3 to 4 minutes, and then we will proceed. So in object-oriented programming, we will divide the task into subtasks, and each and every subtask is called as a class. So class is a collection of variables and functions. Object means what? Any real world entity is called as an object. It can represent a person, it can represent a bank account, or it can represent anything. So for example, in this here we can call student as a class, and student 1, student 2 as objects. See, class is like generalization. Generally, all the students should have what and what, that is represented by a class. But one object is going to represent only one particular entity. Student 1 object is representing only Anushka. Student 2 object is representing only Akhil. So one object is going to represent only one particular entity. Okay, so again I'm asking the same question. I want to store the data for 10 products. So how many objects I have to take? 10 objects, right? I want to store the data of 10 products. So I need to take 10 objects, because in one object, I can store the data of one product. So if I want to store the data of 5 employees, then how many objects I have to take? Means 5 objects I have to take. Okay, fine. So how to create a class, or what is the syntax to create a class means? Class name. In that class, variables and methods will be there. I told class is a collection of variables and functions. So the syntax to create a class is class space some class name. Class is a predefined word. It's a keyword. Class name means something related to your program, like class product, class student, class employee, like that you can take. So actually today's class is very, very important. If you are okay with the today's class, then the remaining sessions can be easily understood. Like you can easily understand the remaining, because till the end of the course, we will be writing the code in this manner only. Okay. So what I told, class is a collection of variables and functions. Can anybody please tell me what is the name of the class I have taken here?
Student.
Okay. Class is a collection of variables and functions. What are the variables I have taken in the class?
John and US.
Name,
Serial name, name, address.
Student number, student name, student address.
Yes and O, yes name, S address. Yes and O, yes name, S address. Correct? Okay. So what is a function, or what is a method, or what is a reusable block we have taken in the class? Display. Correct? Okay. See, I want to print a 10 onto the monitor. 10 is there in which variable? Yes and no. So what I will do? I will write print yes and no. Print yes and no. That means 10 will be printed. See, I want to print John onto the monitor. That means what I will do? I will write print yes name. So John will be printed. And I want to print US onto the monitor. Then I will be writing print S address. That means what will happen? US will be printed. See, I want to execute the complete body. This display body I want to execute. That means I will call the display function. That means I want to use the variables and methods of the class. I want to use yes and O to print 10. I want to use yes name to print John. I want to use yes address to print US. I want to call the display function, because I want to use display because I want this logic to get executed. So see, let us say I am having a pen and pencil. Who is the owner of this pen and pencil? Harika. See, if you, let us say you all people want to use pen and pencil, and you came to me for the same. I told, okay, I will give my pen and pencil, but there is one restriction. What is that restriction? You have to give me a pouch. If you give me a pouch, I will put my pen and pencil in that pouch. I will put my pen and pencil in that pouch and I will hand over that pouch to you. Okay, so like that I told him, okay, you have given a pouch to me. I have given my pen and pencil. In that I kept, and you are taking that pouch. In the same way, see, you want to use the variables and methods. Who is the owner of the variables and methods? Class. See, pen and pencil owner is Harika. In the same way, the owner of the variables and methods is nothing but class. If you want to use my pen and pencil, you have to give a pouch to me. In the same way, if you want to use the variables and methods of a class, what you have to do? You have to give an object for the class. You have to give an object for the class. Okay. See, where you have to be, if you give object to the class, you will be free to use any variable, any method from the class. Now, where you have to create object, come out of the class, and then there you have to create the object. See, class is a collection of variables and methods only. If you want to create object, just come out of the class and do that. So, what I'm doing here, one more point. What is the syntax to create object for the class? Object name equal to class name. Object name equal to class name. So this is the syntax to create an object for the class. See, these variables and methods I want to use. If I want to use these variables and methods, I will give an object to the student class. So what is the object I have created? See, object name equal to class name. Object name equal to class name. See, as per that syntax, what is the object name? Student 1. What is the class? Student. Can you please answer? The student 1 object is created for which class?
Student class.
Student class. Correct?
Student.
For student class, the student 1 object is created. See, once the object is ready, I am free to use any variable, any method from the class. See, student 1 object I have created, just mentioned in the comment. Okay. See, how can you use 10? How can you print a 10 by writing yes and no? How can you use John by writing yes name? How can you print US by writing yes address? See, anybody remember this point? If I want to use a variable or method from a module, what is the syntax? Can anybody tell me?
Module name dot variable name or module name dot the function name.
Yes, module name dot variable name, module name dot function. Same thing. Here also, if you want to use the variables and methods of the class, the syntax is what you know: object dot variable name, object dot method name. Their module name, na here object name. That's it. If you want to use the variables and methods of a class, you have to create an object for the class. Once the object is created, how to call the variables and methods of the class means object dot variable name, object dot method name. That is a syntax. So what I'm doing here, what is the object I have created for the student class? Student 1. Now accessing the variables individually, something I'm printing like that. How to access this? How to use this SNO? Student1 dot SNO. See what I told you? Object dot variable name. Object dot variable name. Object dot variable name. Similarly, object dot method name. Okay, this is the way you have to call the variables and methods of a class. See, student 1 is the object I have created. Accessing the variables individually, I'm printing student1 dot SNO. That means how much? 10 student1 dot SNO. That is nothing but John. Student1 dot address. That is nothing but US. Complete data of the student1. One print function I'm writing here. Student1 dot display. So the cursor will go to the display definition. First, what it will do? It will print student details. It will print student details. Here, I will show. This is called as repetition operator. See, if you see, this is a string, right? This is a string, and 50 is an integer. See, if you put a star in between the string and integer, then that will be called as repetition operator. Repetition operator. This string will be repeated for 50 times. That means hyphen will be repeated for 50 times. Hyphen will be repeated for 50 times. I will show in the output, not a problem. So now what I am doing, I am writing student1.display object.method name. Now cursor went to the display definition. Student details will be printed. Hyphen will be repeated for 50 times, will be printed for 50 times. I will tell you what is self in the next 5 minutes. So self.snvo means again this snvo 10 will be printed. Again yes name means John will be printed. Again yes address means US will be printed. This student will join will also be printed. See, we have to understand this program in 3 levels. I am telling the level 1 of the program. Once you are perfectly okay, then we will go to level 2. So, once you see the general structure, then it will become very, very clear. So, what I am doing, I will take a class. As per the requirements of the client, I will take the variables and methods. As per the requirement of the client, I will be taking the variables and methods inside the class. In order to use these variables and methods, I will have to create object for the class. Come out of the class. Outside the class, I am doing only 2 things. What is that? First is object creation. Next is what? Accessing. Accessing means what? Using. Accessing means what? Using. So, using means what? Like you are calling the variables and methods. Na? You know, this that is called as access operator. Access operator. To use a variable, to use a method, we will use this dot operator. We will put this dot operator. Object dot variable name, object dot method name. Okay, fine. See, please compare the structure. Class name. Class name is student. Variables. What are the variables and methods? SNO, SName, etc. and display. Come out of the class. Just do 2 things. First is object creation. Second is accessing. What is the syntax to create object? Object equal to class name. What is the object here? Student1. After creating object, what you have to do? You have to access them. Object dot variable name, object dot method name, student1 dot snvo, student1 dot sname, student1 dot saddress. Again, student1 dot display. The cursor will go to the display definition. Student details will be printed. Hyphen will be repeated for 50 times. Then again the student number is yes and no means 10 only. Yes name is John only. Yes address means US only. The student will join will be printed. See what happened here. See, firstly what happened, you have given like this, accessing the variables individually. See, accessing the variables individually. SNO, SName, address. That means 10 John US. Now complete data of the student 1. Now what will happen? Display function you are calling. Then in display function, what is there? Student details is there, and hyphen will be repeated for 50 times. The student number is 10, name is John, address is US. The student will join will be printed. See, in what I told already, just you check once, like don't ask about self and all. I will tell you now, like in the next 10 minutes or 5 minutes, I'm going to explain about the self and several other points. So whatever is explained by me already, in that if you have any doubt, please let me know. Just to take a minute and observe the structure and this piece of code. Okay, so, okay, just take 1 more minute, then I will ask some questions here. Okay. So now please answer my questions. What is the class name you have taken here?
Student.
Student 1.
Student.
Oh, student.
Student. Student is the class. Class space class name, right? Okay. What are the variables inside the class?
S number, S name,
Number, S name, and S address.
Okay. What is the method inside the class?
Display.
display,
Display. In order to use the variables and methods of a class, I have to create what for the class?
Object.
object,
Object. Object you will create inside the class or outside the class?
Outside.
inside,
Outside.
Outside the class.
So this is not in the same level, right? So what is the point here? See, this line and the class is in the same level. That means this is outside the class. Okay. Now, what is the syntax to call a variable? Object dot
Object. Variable.
object dot class,
variable name.
object dot variable,
Object dot variable name. What is the syntax to call a method?
object dot
Method.
Dot method name.
Object dot method. Perfect. So now, just for making you familiar, I will show you some other example. You go through that also. And meanwhile, once to check this, please read this once. Yes, the syntaxes have to be remembered. Okay. Okay. Now just take a minute. Have a look on this program. Again, I will ask you the questions. So you can leave the commented part. I will explain the commented part. Other things you have to see once. Okay. So now tell me, what is the name of the class here?
Employee.
Employee.
Okay. What are the variables we have taken?
Per employee age, employee package.
Okay. So what is the method inside the class? Employee details. Okay. Now, in order to use the variables and methods of a class, what we have to do?
Object.
We have to create object. What is the object name we have created here?
Employee 1.
Very good. So, what is the syntax to call this env?
Object dot
Employee
variable.
dot
Object dot variable name.
Okay, that means employee1.env. How can I call this EH? Employee1.EH. How can I call this ePackage?
employee one dot
Okay. How can I call this method?
employee
dot
employee one dot object name. Employee detail.
Object.method name. Employee1.employee details. Okay. Now we will proceed with the next things regarding this. Okay? Now you can mute yourself. Nice. Okay, so Chittaranjan, you are unmuted. Please mute yourself once.
Thank you.
Okay, fine, thank you. So, up to here we know, like in order to use the variables and methods of a class, we have to create object for the class. See, if I create object for the class, what will happen? If I create object for the class, what will happen? That is the point to be discussed. See, remember, every object will occupy some memory. I'm just writing in the comment. Every object will occupy some memory. Okay, employee1 object is occupying memory. See, you know the magnet. So magnet means like, see, let us say what I'm saying here, what I'm telling. Just let me pick up my pencil. Okay, see, this is a magnet. This is a magnet. And there are several pins over here. See, if you put the magnet towards the pins, what will happen? All the pins will be attracted towards the magnet. be attached to the magnet. Here you can consider the magnet as object, variables and methods as pins. See, answer my question. For which class you have created this object?
Employee 1.
Employee.
Employee class. See, for which class you are creating the object? All the variables and methods of that class, one copy will be loaded into the object. A copy of all the variables and methods of that class will be loaded into the object. See, object is like a magnet. Variables and methods are like pins. For which class you are creating the object? That object will occupy memory, and all the variables and methods of the class, one copy will be loaded into the object. Complete employee details body will be loaded in this object. Complete employee details body will be loaded in the object. So now, what I'm telling, see, now you will feel something meaningful here. So here also what happened in the employee one, into the employee one object, all the variables and methods of the class got loaded. Okay. Now see, employee one.envo. In the employee one object, you are asking to pick up envo value, that is 1001. In employee one object, you are asking to get the EH value, that is 34. In employee one object, you are asking to get E package value, that is 9.8. See, in employee one object, you are asking to execute the employee details body. Yes, the complete body is that will be executed. Simple. Employee one dot means what? In the employee one object, get envo. In the employee one object, get EH. In the employee one object, get E package value. In the employee one object, execute the employee details body. That is what the meaning. Object dot means what? You are telling from which object you want to get the data. Okay. So in the next program, I will tell you how to store the data of 3 employees. So put it aside for now. But see what I'm telling concentratedly. So in the employee one object, I'm asking envo, EH, E package. And in the employee one object, employee details is there. Na? Please execute that body. That's what I'm telling.
What is self in the employee details in brackets? Can
I
you
told
tell
that
once
I
again?
will be telling that self in the next 10 minutes. Okay, that's the next thing we
Okay.
will discuss. Okay,
Okay.
fine. So you all have to read this point once. Please read this point once. Okay. So what will happen? Object will occupy some memory and it will load all the variables and methods of a class into it. For which class we are creating object. That class variables and methods, one copy will be loaded into the object. Okay. So any doubt to anybody up to here? Anybody don't understand what I told till now? Is okay. Fine. So now I will tell you what is self. And this is a bit confusing, but it's okay. We can understand, not a problem. So now I will write some piece of code. You tell me whether there is an error or what is the problem or there is no error. Some code I'm putting here. Now please tell me, is there any error in the code? Okay,
Yes.
here some body is there. Okay, what is the error?
We are not passing arguments to data.
Yes. Anybody is having any different answer or? So who other else are feeling like this is an error? This is an erroneous code.
Yes, madam, error. In definition, there is no argument, but while calling, you have sent an argument.
Yes. See, that is correct.
Yes, yes.
See, if you are passing a parameter, you must take an argument to hold it. 2, if you give 2, you have to take this here, right? If I give 2, 3, you have to take 2 entities, right? I told in the last classes, Number of fruits equal to number of bowls. If I bring 2 fruits, you have to bring 2 bowls. If I bring 3 fruits, you have to bring 3 bowls. Like that I told. So simply what I am telling, earlier I kept like this. So if I pass a parameter, you must take an argument to hold it. So here I am taking an argument A to hold it. Now tell me, is there any error or it is okay?
Okay, madam.
Okay,
No.
right? Fine. So now let us consider the same in the class. So I'm taking the class demo. In the demo class, what I'm doing, in the demo class, I am just taking the definition like the data and some body is there. And then what I will do, can you please tell me if I want to call this method, what I have to create for the class?
Object we have to create.
Object, correct? Okay. So object equal to class name. What is the object name I have created here?
D.
D. Okay. So I am creating an object D for the demo class. This is fine. So once the object is created, what is the syntax to call the method?
D dot data.
D dot data.
Object dot variable name.
Object dot
Method.
the method name. Variable or method, whatever we are having, that one. So here we are having a method. So object dot method name. That is fine. So one small thing I am asking you. Please answer. I am having a method inside the class and I want to call that method. Without object, I cannot call it. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. With object only, I can call. I must use an object to call the method inside the class. I must have to use an object to call the method inside the class. Okay, you all are having clarity in that. Okay. See, one important point I'm telling you. This instruction is converted like how you know, like this. Python will convert your instruction into this. With what object you are calling the definition, that object will be sent as a default parameter to the definition. What object, with what object you are calling the definition? You are calling the definition with the D object. So Python will convert your instruction like this. It will pass that object D as a default parameter to the definition. You only told me earlier before a couple of minutes, if I pass 2, I have to take an argument A to hold it. Na? Then by default that D is also going to the definition, right? To hold that D, you have to take an argument and that is nothing but self. In self, what is there, you know? The calling object will be there. Okay, I will explain again. So what I am telling, let me clear. Okay, see, you all have agreed that I must use an object to call a method inside the class. Remember, with what object you are calling the definition, that object will be sent as a default parameter to the definition. That object will be sent as a default parameter to the definition. To hold that, we are taking an argument self. See, if I pass 2, I need to take an argument A to hold it. In the same way, if I pass D, you have to take an argument to hold it. That is nothing but self. It can be anything. I can put X, I can put Z, I can put Y, but generally it is self. I will tell you why it is generally self, but you can put anything. So the calling object will be in the self argument. The calling object will be into the self argument. Okay, so let us talk more on that, but before that, let's apply that point. Employee1 dot employee details. That means what? See, with what object you are calling the definition? You are calling the definition. You are calling the definition with the employee1 object. So what I told you, this employee1 will be going as the default parameter to the definition. That means this instruction is converted like this. So to store this employee1, we have taken an argument self here. Now what is self? Self means employee1. Employee1 object will be in self. Now self means employee1. Remember, In employee 1, again you are asking ENO. Yeah, in employee 1, ENO is 1001. Na? That's why again 1001 is printed. Self means employee 1. In employee 1, what is EH? 34 only. That's why 34 is printed again. In self, what is E package? That means in employee 1, what is E package? 9.8. That is what it is going to print. Okay, let me show this again. So with what object you are calling the employee details? Employee 1. That object will be sent as a default parameter to the definition. So the employee details, the cursor will go to employee details definition. To hold that employee 1 object, I am taking an argument self. In self, employee 1 is there. Again, self dot means you blindly remember. Employee 1 dot. In employee 1, what is ENO? 1001. In employee 1, what is GS34? In employee 1, what is E package? 9.8. That's it. I will tell you why all these things are happening, but just to think what I told. So now you tell me, what is there in this self? What came into self? Can anybody tell me?
Employee.
Yeah,
Details.
the calling object. The calling object. This method is inside the class. So an object is required to call this method. That object will be coming into the self. You know, even more strictly speaking, see, I told that object will be sent as a parameter to the definition, right? Even more strictly speaking, see, let us say employee 1 is having the address as 1001. Every object will have address, right? Let us say employee 1 is having address 1001. Even more strictly speaking, the address of the object will be going to the definition. That means in self, what is there, you know? Address of the object 1001. Address of the object, it is there. It is going. See, I will tell you why all these things are done by Python people. See, let us say I have to give several chocolates to you, lot of chocolates to you. First, I have to give dairy milk to you. After some time, I came to you and I have given the Kit Kat. After some times, I came to you and have given 5-star. See, it is very difficult for me to give one chocolate one time to you. That's why what I did, you know, I have purchased a chocolate box. I have purchased a chocolate box, and you know what I'm doing? I am putting all the chocolates in that box. Actually, in the first hour I have given, and I came to you and I have given Kit Kat, and then in the next hour I came to you and I have given 5-star. In the next hour I came to you and I have given Jelly Milk. But it's very difficult for me to give one chocolate to you. That's why what I did, you know, I have purchased a chocolate box. In that chocolate box, I kept all the chocolates. In that chocolate box, I kept all the chocolates. And I am directly giving this box to you. If I give this box to you, what you can do? Whatever you want, whenever you want, you open that and eat. My burden is reduced. So instead of I give individual chocolates to you, I will load all the chocolates in a chocolate box and I will directly give the chocolate box to you. From that chocolate box, whatever you want, you can take and eat. Same principle we are applying here. So see, object is the chocolate box. All the data are nothing but the chocolates. Object is a chocolate box. You are loading the chocolate box with full chocolates, full of chocolates. See, here I will tell you what I am doing. See, whenever you create object for the class, all the variables, everything will be loaded into the object, right? Python people, what Python people are telling, all the data is there in the employee 1 object, right? Directly send the object to the definition. From that object, whatever the definition want, that it can use. See, already employee 1 object is having number, age, package. Let us say several other data is there. 100 variables are there. Instead of sending individual value to the employee details definition, anyhow you have loaded all the data in the object. Na? Directly you pass the object to the employee details definition. From this employee details, from this employee 1 object, it can use ENO, EH, ePackage, whatever the method want, that method will use. You are fully loading the object with the data. Directly pass the object to the definition. From that object, anything it can use from that object, the method can use anything. This is the principle they are telling, that you fully load the object with data, directly send the object with the definition. From that object, whatever it wants, it can use. From employee one object, it can use envo. From that object, it can use EH. From that object, it can use ePackage. This method can use anything, whatever it wants from that object. Okay, see what I'm telling, address of the object will be sent to self. That means 1001. If I know your address, I can come and take anything. Similarly, the address is known here. So from that address, this method can pick up the employee number, can pick up the employee, can pick up the employee package, anything it can pick up. Okay, see, I will tell again, not a problem. See why it is generally self, you know. See, I am taking a class employee, and then everybody have to observe carefully. I'm just writing def data. I am opening the bracket. Self is taken automatically. I didn't type it. Have you observed? See, I will do that again. See, data, open the bracket. It is taking self automatically because it pretty well know that it will like an object is required to call this method, and that object will come anyhow here. So Python pretty well know that the calling object, the object that is calling the data will come here. To hold that object, it is taking the entity ready already. If you want to change, not a problem. You can put C, you can X, put X, whatever you want to put. But generally, nobody will change the self. By saying self, anybody can easily understand, okay, the calling object address is there here. Anybody can easily understand. Okay, so I will tell again, not at all a problem. See, before I tell something, I'm just asking to read these 2 points again. What will happen if we create object and what is self? If you read this, take a minute, read this, I will tell the complete program again, not a problem. So let us discuss again. See, I will tell the complete program for one more time. Then I will ask you questions. You will understand, not a problem. Yeah, self in a method is required for sure, because the calling object will definitely come into that. Na? So if one parameter is passed, I must take an argument to hold it. It is mandatory. Okay. See, class is a collection of variables and functions. In the employee class, I have taken 3 variables and 1 function. Envo EAG package and the employee details definition. In order to use the variables and methods of a class, I will have to create an object for the class. The employee one is the object. As soon as the object is created, what it will do? It will occupy some memory, and all the variables and methods of the class will be loaded into the object. All the variables and methods of the class will be loaded into the object. So just give me 1 minute. So what happened here? It has loaded all the data into it. Everything got loaded into the object. Now employee1.env. In the employee1 object, you are asking to get that 1001. In the employee1 object, you are asking to get the EH. In the employee1 object, you are asking to get the E package. Now employee1.employee details. That means what? With what object you are calling, that object will be sent as a default parameter to the definition. Object or object address we can say. So that employee1 will be into self. Employee details will be printed. Hash will be printed for 30 times. The employee number is self.envo. Self means employee1. Remember, that's it. So in employee1, what is envo? 1001. In employee1, what is EH? 34. In employee1, what is E package? 9.8. Okay. Now you see this code again. I will ask some questions. Please try to answer. Only today's class is a bit confusing, but if you are good with the today's class, there is nothing from the tomorrow's class. Very, very easy. Okay, not a problem. Take 1 minute and please go through the code for one more time. So what is the class, variables, methods, object, everything you have to analyze. See, I'm not repeating the employee details for 30 times. I'm repeating hash for 30 times. So please see the output of the code. See what is happening here. If I execute this code, what will happen? Employee details means the cursor will go here, right? Employee details will be printed. Employee details will be printed. See, this hash will be printed for 30 times. Like heading. We will put heading now. So let me put like this. Now it will be like heading. Understood what I told? Just it is like a heading. See one thing. Instead of, see, I want to put some heading. If I will put, see, I have to type like this, like this, like this. It's very difficult, na? That's why I will put star 30. See, remember one point. If you put star between two integers, it will become multiplication. If you put a star between one string and integer, it will become repetition. See, this is double quote means in string, right? 30 means integer, right? So this will become repetition. This string will be repeated for these many times. If I put 100 here, then what will happen? This hyphen will be repeated for 100 times. Okay? Instead of I put the heading, instead of I type like this, like this, like this, I'm just putting that repetition symbol here, nothing more than that.
Excuse me, madam.
Yeah, please tell me. Yeah, somebody is asking something. Please let me know what is your doubt.
Instead of using self to store the argument, can we use some other thing?
Anything is fine. Your wish. I can put x also. But in that case, what I have to do? X dot I have to give. Okay.
Thank you.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, please tell me.
We pass two parameters for the function, then how we define?
You want to pass extra parameters other
Yeah.
than the object? Yeah, that's the next program. Okay, I will show.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ma'am, can we use self outside the class to access the
What?
variables?
What? Can you please tell me again?
Can we use self outside the class to access the variables within the class?
Self-object class. I didn't get your question properly. Tell me slowly, na?
Like outside the class, we are using object employee1.envo to access employee number. Like that, can we use outside the class self.envo?
అంటే మీరు అంటారు ఇక్కడ వాడచ్చు అంటారా అంటే క్లాస్ బయట
outside the class
no you cannot outside means only through object. Why also you will understand in the next program. See here I am storing the only one employee data. Let us say in the next program what I will do, I will store the 3 employees data. First time into self employee 1 object will go, second time employee 2 object will go, third time employee 3 object will go. So if I use self dot from outside the class, which object you are referring, it cannot understand. Okay, that is the next level. I will tell you in the next program. Okay.
And what about the methods when we have the actual and arguments, when we pass the arguments to a method, what about those kind of methods?
I told right, that's my next example. Already she has asked now, so I will be passing along with this object. What I will do, I will be passing several other arguments, and I will show how your program will behave definitely. Okay, I kept a good example for that.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Excuse me, madam.
Yeah, please.
Instead of object name like employee1, can we use self as object name for employee?
You are telling that object name can be self. That's what you are telling.
Yes.
Okay. Generally, we won't do that, but see. Now here also self dot object dot variable name. So here object dot and here also you want to put self. Okay, let's run. So here what exactly happened? This self object went into this self parameter. See, you can just apply like this. You can just think like this. So I'm writing some code here. So generally we won't do like that, but if we do also there is no error because you see. So let us say what I am doing outside the definition, I'm writing like this: A equal to input, enter a value. Sorry. So what the user is giving, 5. So that 5 will be going into the A variable and I'm putting A here. This will throw any error or it will not throw error? No. It won't throw any error. Because this 5 will be copied into A. The same thing, na? That self object will be copied into that self parameter. Okay, no error. But one thing, as per the standards, we will generally not do like this because self means.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Okay, right. Self means generally anybody. Let us say I'm a person from maintenance team. You are the developers, and I'm a person from maintenance team. So if I say self, I will easily understand that okay, the calling object is there here. But you know, if you put some X or like that, it's not good. Again, I have to check what is there in that X. Okay, nothing more than that. Okay, now I am asking some questions to you. Please tell me. And my sincere request, so this is the 7th day of our class and I never asked you to see the video, like repeat the class after. Like that I haven't forced ever, but today I am telling, before the next class, please make sure that you are thorough with the today's class because throughout, in the next 6 classes, we are doing the same thing. Like the way we code is exactly same. In every program, we will have classes, subjects. Extra things will be added by us. So if you are thorough with the today's class, then only you can follow the next class. So my sincere request, please listen the video before coming to the next class. I will give one task also. If you can try, please do that. Okay, now tell me, again I'm asking you, what is the name of the class here?
Employee.
Okay. What are the variables and methods of the class? Method?
Details.
Employee details. In order to use the variables and methods of a class, what I have to create for the class?
Object.
Object name.
Object.
What is the syntax to create object for the class?
Object dot
Syntax.
Object name is
Object is equal to
class name.
class.
Object equal to class name. Okay. What is the syntax to use a variable?
Object dot variable name.
PN.
Now tell me how to call this variable. Employee1 dot.
Object dot
How to call this one?
Employee one dot
employee one dot
EH.
How to call this one?
Employee one dot E package.
Okay. So I told you 2 points. As soon as I create object for the class, what will happen? First, that object will occupy some
Memory.
Memory.
And what is the second thing that is going to happen?
It will load all the variables.
Yes. All the data of the class will be loaded into the object. Now from the employee1 object, you are taking 1001, you are getting the 34, you are getting the 948. That is fine. So employee1 dot employee details. Can you please tell me what object will be going to the employee details definition?
Employee one.
Okay. Employee1 is stored in which argument?
Self.
Okay. What is the output of this line?
employee
Employee
details.
details.
Now hash will be printed for how many times?
30 times.
Self means what again? Employee1. In employee1, what is ENO value?
1001.
In employee1, what is EH value?
34.
Okay. In employee1, what is E package value?
928.
Okay, that's it. Okay, so if you practice, then definitely you can remember. Okay, so one small point for today's class. What is that? See, you can mute yourself now. So what I'm telling, in procedure-oriented languages like C, in procedure-oriented languages like C, there is no concept of class or object. There is no concept of class. You have to directly write the procedures. Procedures means whatever function definitions. Outside the class, that means there is no class. Directly you have to write the definitions. That means no classes are there, only definitions are there. In object-oriented languages like C++, Java, .NET, what is the thing? Like, let us leave this. We will talk about this again. See, in the object-oriented languages like Java, .NET, etc., see, you have to write the definitions inside the class. Outside the class, you are not at all allowed to write the definitions. Without classes, you cannot write the definitions. In object-oriented languages, you must take the class, and inside the class only, you have to write the definition. So what I am telling, in procedure-oriented programming languages like C, you have to write the definitions outside the class, no classes here. But in object-oriented languages, you must write the definitions inside the class. Outside the classes, you cannot write the definitions. Now I am asking you a question. Forget about today's class. Till yesterday, I have written the definitions alone, yes or no? Right from today, I have taken the classes. Agreed or not?
Yes, madam.
Yes.
Okay. That means, and now, in today's class, I have written the definitions inside the class, yes or no?
Yes.
So, like procedure-oriented programming languages, definitions can be written alone without the classes. Like object-oriented languages, definitions can be written inside the class. So that's why Python is both procedure and object-oriented language. Python is both procedure, you know, in C++ also the same thing. That's why I have removed. In C++ also functions alone can be written. In the classes also you can write. So like procedure-oriented languages, Python supports the definitions alone without the classes. Like object-oriented languages, Python allows us to put the definitions inside the classes. So Python is like both procedure and object-oriented language. Okay.
Excuse me, madam.
Yeah.
In procedure-oriented languages, there will not be any classes. Is it correct?
Yes, correct.
So Python is
Thank
not
you.
a pure OOPS concept following.
Yes, correct. It is not pure because without classes also it is allowing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Madam, excuse me.
Yeah.
Then
Yes.
we can call the definition outside the class also, right?
Yes. Yes. We can call. Earlier we did that only. Till yesterday's class, I mean till the last class, we did like that only. But inside the class
But-
means, tell
But in
me.
the middle, someone who asked that, is it okay if we write the class definition outside the class? You said no.
I didn't say no. How you listened, I don't understand. I didn't say no. I told yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. No problem. No problem. It's common. So now I will show one point to you.
Actually, does she mean to ask that if we define module under a class, can we call it outside a class? I think that is what she wanted to ask.
I don't know what you asked or so మీరేమంటున్నారు?
అంటే క్లాస్ లోపల డెఫినేషన్ ఇచ్చి క్లాస్ బయట కాల్ చేసుకోవచ్చా అని.
క్లాస్ లోపలిది క్లాస్ బయట చేస్తున్నాం కదా మనం ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ద్వారా. క్లాస్ లోపల చేయట్లేదు కదా అసలు మనం.
ఓకే ఓకే ఓకే
ఓకే అండి. కొంచెం మీరు అలా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే గుర్తుండిపోతుంది అండి. కన్ఫ్యూజన్ ఏం లేదు.
Madam, if in main program also we can define some methods and we can call.
Main program, yeah. Actually, till yesterday we did that only. But today, I understood your point. You are telling that inside the class you are defining some methods. Outside the class you are defining some methods. The methods inside the class you call with the object. The methods outside the class call directly. Okay, that is what the exact example what I am trying to show you.
Yes,
okay?
ma'am.
Yeah. So please read this once and let me know you understood or not. You let me know. Okay. Okay. See, am I correct or not? Definition inside the class must have a default argument self because the calling object will go there. But definition outside the class will not have any default argument because object will not come. Object is not used for calling it. Second thing is what? Directly you can call a method which is outside the class. But to call a method inside the class, you must have an object. Agreed or not? To call this F1, definitely object is required. But this F2 is normal definition. You can directly call it. That is what I have written. Any doubt to anybody regarding these 2 points? No? Is that okay? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine then. So please repeat the video, definitely. It is easy. It's not like it's so hard. Just if you listen the video for one more time and if you try, it will be better. See, just a small thing. Just for making you familiarize, I'm giving this one.
Video referring is on indexing and slicing. Is it correct, madam?
Yes. Last time I have given indexing and slicing for your, I have asked you to analyze that, and basing on that, we will discuss the special data types soon. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, fine. So what I'm trying to say here, you please try like this. Take a class product. Just, you will remember if you do this, nothing more than that. Take some variables, product ID, product name, date of sale, product cost, like that, date of sale, product cost, and something like that, product information, some other method you take. You just create object for the product class and then call the variables and methods. So then you will remember like the structure and all you can remember. It's my suggestion. That's it. If you find some time, you please do. But listening the video is very important before the next class. Okay. Okay then. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay.